Hey guys, let's just keep it real. Those are Jeff's cups from the past 2 nights on the nightstand, and I'm too lazy to try to put them away and readjust myself and put myself where I need to be. But I figured I would do kind of like a life update, summer bucket list, how things are going, blah, blah, blah. So here goes. So it is the end of April as I'm filming this. The kids get out of school mid to late May. And they go back the first week of August. And we're excited for summer. This year flew by. As your kids get older and older and more into school, or maybe it's if you have a lot of kids, I don't know. But it just seems like the school years just fly by. And summers fly by and everything just goes by really fast. This year, praise God, has been an amazing year for my kids. We have been battling a lot of issues with Trevor over the past few years with behavior and grades and this and that. And this year, he's like a totally different person. He has matured a little bit. He has learned some coping skills. He's learned the importance of school and the fact that, you know, high school is coming and college is going to be here before you know it. And this stuff that you're doing now matters. So he has had an amazing year, very good grades. Like, we're paying him on his grades, and he's getting, you know, 40 bucks pretty much every report card, if not more or less. Just doing a fantastic job. I'm very, very proud of him. He's very respectful. I get nothing but nice comments from his teachers. At the beginning of the year, you know, I mentioned, oh, did you see, you know, this type of behavior or that type of behavior that we've seen, you know, the previous few years? And they're like, no, that doesn't sound like the Trevor we know. So I can't be any more happy with his progress than I am right now. Next year, he starts his last year of middle school. He will be in 8th grade, which is crazy for me to think that's his last year of middle school. And it's a very important year here, at least in Georgia, because it does start counting towards your high school, you know, not, I guess your degree or whatever. You know, it's what colleges start looking at. It's just all that stuff. This year is Aubrey's last year of elementary school. Aubrey's a child that I don't ever have to worry about, but she's had amazing teachers this year. She's really found a good group of friends in her circle at school, and, you know, her and I have some issues because she is she has ADHD, and, you know, I'll tell her no and she'll be right back in here 2 seconds later asking me the same thing. You know, she is going through some changes, and, you know, we have the lovely hormones and all that stuff. But overall, she's had a great year as well. She did very well adjusting to the new school. Next year, she starts middle school, and we are going to go with a full advanced curriculum. She'll be in all advanced honors classes. We are going to try it. If she doesn't like it, then we will pare some down. But I told her that I would really, really like for her to have math be the last one that we were to take away, as well as language arts. Those are just ones that's really hard to get back into, and I just think that she will benefit from them. She's very excited to start middle school, and you know, middle school, our rule in our house is the first day of middle school you get a cell phone. It's typically a cheap cell phone, and then for Christmas Trevor asked for an upgraded one, and that's probably what she will do too. But yeah, she's doing very, very well. Casey's done very well this year. His teacher has, you know, had nothing but praise for him. He unfortunately, he should be in honors classes, but he cannot pass the test. He was not in New England. They weren't taught computers yet. So he's having a very hard time with the computers, and all of his teachers are like, oh, he needs to be in there, and he's missing it by a point, but they can't do anything about it. So he's just going to enjoy 3rd grade, and, you know, he'll be the big boy in school for the first time. You know, he's always had an older sibling. This is the first year that he will be the oldest, and he'll have a younger sibling. It's the first year he's ever had that. So I think he's excited. He really does like his school, and he's just ready for 3rd grade. We do have some issues with him, kind of like we really have to watch him with his electronic time. He is currently in 2nd grade and things like that. And he just, due to his dyspraxia, we don't see a lot of dyspraxia things with him anymore, but he still hyper focuses on things that shouldn't matter, and maybe tries to parent or whatever. And so that's something that we are working on with him. And then Eliana is finishing up preschool. She's doing amazing. She's already trying to read. She's sounding out words, you know, obviously not, what's the word, phonetically? I believe that's the right word. I could be wrong. But she's trying to, you know, read and spell, and she can write her name. She knows letter recognition. her teachers are like, she's where she needs to be at the end of kindergarten. And she's an older preschooler, you know, she literally misses it by a month, but I love that. I love the fact that my kids are doing well. So she's ready to go to the big school. She's ready to be with Casey. I'm a little bit nervous to have her go into a big school. I'm a little bit nervous to have her, you know, have to go find it herself. She is my first child that has started school in Georgia. So in New England, the kids only had half-day kindergarten in the place that we were at. So it's an adjustment, I think, for her that she'll have full day kindergarten like the other kids. But I mean, the other kids also went to preschool, I think from like 9 to 11:30 here. She goes to preschool from 8 to 2. So, you know, she's already kind of there, but here she does get a nap at preschool. She's not going to have that. So we'll see. Her teachers all say that she's, you know, very sweet and kind in school, because of course they're great for everyone else but you. But all joking aside, my kids are very, very good. They stress me out, but you know, it is what it is. For the most part, they're doing very, very well. We took the entire year off of sports. I'm not sure if we'll do sports in the fall. We'll see. I may kind of maybe do like 2 in the fall, 2 in the spring. I'm just not sure. It's not something that they really beg and plead to do besides Aubrey, and she changes what she wants to do every week. So it's just one of those things that I'm not sure I want to add that extra stress onto my life, because we do school choice here, which means my kids are not allowed to ride buses or anything like that. I have to do carpool line, you know, twice a day. And it's just a lot. And by the time we get home, it's a lot to make sure that everyone has their homework done, whoever needs to get their baths done, getting themselves ready for school, dinner, cleaning up the dishes. You know, it's a task. And I'm not sure if I want to add that in sports-wise, because it just does really just wreck your afternoon. And I am by myself during the week, so I don't have any help at all. And so it's just not something that I'm sure I want to, you know, put myself into. But the kids are doing amazing, and I just can't complain about them. How am I doing? This year is the first year that I've had my kids gone all day for a better part of the year. This is also the first year I've been working. I started becoming a travel planner with my company Star Stuff Travel in June or July, and I honestly didn't think it was going to take off as well as it has. I thought, you know, I would get a client here and there, and it would be a good growing experience, and I would be to the point that I wanted to be. You know, there was a number that I wanted to hit so that I could get some certifications and things like that, and I wanted to hit that within 2 years of being with Star Stuff. You know, I was really hoping to hit it by that first year, but really wanted to do 2 years, and I've already doubled that. And I haven't even hit a year yet. So I've been very, very busy, and, you know, just trying to learn the business and learn all the different companies. I do Disney mainly, but I also do Universal. I also do cruises. I also do Disney Cruise Line. And then I haven't done any all-inclusives yet, and I have researched them for clients, but they do kind of make me a little bit nervous. But it is something that I'm willing to do, but those are ones that will take a little bit more time, because I want to make sure that I'm researching and taking my time. You know, me to do a Disney quote, typically if someone messages me, I have it to them within 24 hours. If they want an all-inclusive, it's going to take a few days. It's also the same reason that I chose to spend our summer vacation. You know, we were thinking of going to Tennessee or the beaches or whatever, and due to the fact that I got, you know, some good benefits and things like that, that we decided to go to Universal this summer and be able to go to Universal and say we've done Universal, and be able to help my clients that much more, knowing that I've been there, I've experienced it, and everything like that. So, you know, the money that I'm making, it's about what our vacation budget was. So essentially what used to come out of our checking account now goes right into savings or whatever else we need. You know, my kids are going to need braces coming up soon. We've needed to put some money into my car. We were debating getting myself a used car, like a new to me used car. We don't buy new. But I love my car. My car is old and it has high mileage. It's like 170K right now, but it's a Honda, and in Honda terms, that's just not that much at all. And it was just one of those things where I'm like, I still love my car. I'm gonna have to teach Trevor to drive on my car pretty soon. I would rather get through that and then get myself a new car, you know, maybe when I'm working a little bit more, I have a little bit more income and things like that. So, you know, all this money that I'm making, we're putting it pretty much right back into the kids for their Christmases and birthdays and vacations and things like that. So all of that money is just kind of going into a lump sum. We did have some kind of stuff that we had to pay off this year and get ahead. We got a little behind on some stuff this year, and we had to just really get back into our way of living and, you know, being strict with our budget and things like that. And you know, yeah, I do shop a lot on the vlogs from what you guys see, but I mean, you guys get 3 videos a week. One of them is a Disney video, one of them is probably a vlog, and one is probably a sit down video. And so if I'm vlogging once a week and I happen to be out shopping, that's probably what you do, you know what I mean? Like, I do spend a lot of time in the grocery stores and Target and all that stuff, but I don't do a lot of fun shopping anymore. You know, I go to the mall maybe a couple times a year. I go out to, like, you know, specialty stores, you know, maybe 2 times a year depending on the store, like Hobby Lobby maybe 2 or 3 times a year. Christmas tree shop at home, those decor type stores 1 to 2 times a year. I just don't go to stores that much anymore, especially where we, you know, pare down what we get for Christmas and things like that. It just, we don't have a need to shop anymore. And in all honesty, I'm so busy during the week that I just don't have time. I wake up in the morning, I go drop all my kids off, I go straight to the gym. If I have to run to the grocery store or Target or something like that, I'll do that really quickly, you know, on my way home. And then I come home and I shower and I do whatever chores I need to do. I'm following the Clean Mama method, and then I work. Or sometimes I try to have just, you know, an hour of just, okay, it's quiet. I can kind of get myself to some, you know, journaling or planning or reading the Bible or something like that. That's kind of how I've been doing. I'm sure people want to know the elephant in the room. How are things with Jeff and I? I mentioned in a video a while back that Jeff and I have been going through a hard time, and it started around July of last year. Things still aren't perfect. Things still aren't better. I don't know if we will make it. I don't know if we won't. We're trying. We have good days and bad days, and he's definitely changing. And I think that, you know, we've done some kind of couples therapy through the church. And I think that we need to do more than that. I think we need to go and see an actual therapist, but it's like finding the time or whatever. We have definitely made it a point to, and I think it's a hard thing, moving away from family and friends. You don't really have a babysitter. So we've made it a point to, once a week, I go and have lunch with him while he's at work, and we have an hour that we can just kind of, you know, hang out and talk without distractions, without the kids. And then we try to go out maybe every other weekend. Him and I just go out for the day, or, you know, a few hours, as much time as we can get, pretty much, and do something. Even if we're going and shopping and doing errands, it's something, it's time that we're spending one-on-one, and we're, you know, trying to put ourselves first. We have a tendency of putting our kids first and putting our jobs first and putting everything else before our marriage, and you can't do that or you're gonna burn out. And it's also the point of, you know, I've been doing this by myself for a very long time, and I'm tired and I'm done, and I want help and I need help, and I can't do it by myself. And I don't want to be that stay-at-home mom that is married but you never see your husband, you know what I mean? And I want my husband to be able to have time and see these fun things with my kids. Like this year, he's gone out of his element and had to go and do a few things for the kids that he wouldn't have normally done, and he always likes it. And I'm like, see, I'm like, it's okay to take a few hours off of work to go and see, you know, something silly at their school or whatever. It's worth it, because I keep reminding him, like, they are growing up so fast, and before you know it, these kids are going to be out of our house, and what are we going to do? Like, you know what I mean? So we're working hard. Marriage is not easy. It's very hard. It's very hard when you are kind of on a, I wouldn't say that we're poor, because we're not by any means. My husband makes decent money, but we're not loaded. You know, we're very, very, very middle class, probably on the lower end of middle class. But we have 4 kids, and, you know, so his money, he makes good money, but it has to stretch a little bit further. And, you know, it's just, it's a challenge. It's a challenge at times, but we are trying. As for my weight loss, last year I lost about 25 to 30 pounds. I probably hit another, I've maybe up to 35 now. It's really slowed down. I decided to jump back into keto, and I've been doing keto, and I've been losing weight again. Finally, the scale is finally moving down. And I'm probably going to do that this summer up until we go to Universal, and I'll see kind of the point that I get to when we are at Universal. I do plan on eating whatever I want at Universal and just having a normal trip. I don't love buns or anything like that. There's a lot of things I can do without carb wise, so I don't think I'll go nuts. But I do hope that as soon as I get back, I can get back on keto or low carb or something like that, and really get these last, I think I'm gonna lose about 30 to 40 more pounds, and then I'll be happy. I'm not super thin, and I never will be, and I'm okay with that. I'm fine being like a size 8. Like, that's a perfect size for me. I'm taller, that works for me. So I do hope to keep doing keto this summer and, you know, stick with it and enjoy it. As for Jeff, his job is doing very good. He likes his job. He's very happy there. It's a good job to have. We had issues with his commute, but he's kind of, nailed it down. And, we may move in the future. For now, we're here in this home for another 2 more years, and then we'll decide if we want to buy or whatever. The next time we buy a home, we want to buy for good. We don't want to keep moving. We don't want to be all over the place. We like our house, but it's very big. It's just too big. But, we're going to give it more time and continue to kind of like scale back our life. We've really, the more that I've had to work and the more that I've had to, I volunteer a lot in the school and then working in the school and then, working from home and just the kids and everything. It's just very hard to maintain this house. And really, I like to just be able to clean it and not have to worry about decluttering and organizing and all that stuff. And, if you don't have a lot of stuff, you don't have to organize. So we've been working on that a lot to kind of really pare things down and not have a lot of extra. And, I don't really do a ton of like decorating anymore or anything like that. It's just kind of what is up just kind of stays up. So we'll see if that changes my mind on this house. This house is very affordable. The kids really like the neighborhood. I'm not in love with our neighbors, but they like the neighborhood. We do have to school choice to our elementary school, but the middle school and high school we're zoned to, and they're great schools. It's a very settled area, considering Georgia is so not settled and there's construction everywhere. But all around us, it's growing. So it's only going to get more and more busy, but that's kind of good too, because you do get, more of the things that you need near you. Like now, if I have to go out, I drive about 15 to 30 minutes to get to what I need to do. And I wouldn't mind having things a little bit closer to me. But time will tell. I don't know yet if we will buy anything like that. So time will tell. We're going to give it a few more years, and in the next 2 years, and we're going to just keep being real strict with our budget. You can be strict with your budget and still spend money, like we have a vacation budget. We can't go over that, that amount. And if we do, then we're not going on vacation. We have a grocery budget. We have a home budget. We have a kid budget. We have all these kind of budgets, that we have. So because you say you're on a budget doesn't mean that you don't do anything. It just means, you have money and you have to budget what you want to do. We made the executive decision to not do anything hardly at all over holiday season, between fall and Christmas, because we were really trying to get, some stuff paid ahead and things like that. And we decided to save all of our fun money because there was just so many like free events going on and stuff like that. And that's how we ended up buying our zoo pass that we bought in February. And we've already gone twice on that. We love going to the zoo. There are things like that. Like there's a few parks here that have splash pads that are like a couple bucks to get in, and I'll take the kids to that and I'm fine. That's perfectly great with me. Going to our local pool in our subdivision, going hiking. We've been hiking with the kids a few times and we love it. It's a lot of fun. It's a great way to kill a bunch of time and it's free. You can't beat that. There's so many areas around here. We are not close to beaches at all. It takes about 5 hours to get to the closest beaches around here, whether it be, Orange Beach area in Alabama or going to Savannah or going to, Florida, anything like that. It takes us some time. So we're not really close to those. We're not that far from Knoxville, and I love Knoxville. We're a few hours from Gatlinburg. What else are we near? Obviously like 40 minutes from Atlanta, and that's just traffic. Where else? But we're gonna try to experience some things and do those things on a budget, but it takes time to save up money for us all to get into a place. It's kind of expensive, but things are pretty good. The kids are doing very well. I'm in a good routine and I'm happy with the way things are going, and we'll see about the rest. So that's a good life update. I just wanted to kind of clue you guys in on everything that's going on, because I do get questions often. But yeah, that's